China has kicked off the two sessions meeting in Beijing with an announcement to increase its defense spending by 7.2%. What does this mean for Taiwan and the region?
So, what we've seen over the past 20 years is actually China has increased their defense spending year by year about 10%. So, 7% of the current GDP is still a very significant amount, and it has real implications for peace and stability across the Taiwan Straits in terms of the kinds of assets that China may acquire to pursue reunification on mainland terms. We generally think that the kinds of defense spending will be on modernizing the PLA, acquiring the capabilities to deal with modern warfare, which after the invasion of Ukraine by Russia will include drones and really frontline modern technologies that it will be spending on these particular areas. But I think in the backdrop, we should also be understanding China's increase in defense spending within the context of the broader US China competition with President Donald Trump, who has committed to really strengthening the United States and securing peace through strength by diverting resources away from the European front, likely to the Indo Pacific.
Do you believe their goal of 5% GDP growth in 2025 is realistic, especially given all the global challenges they are facing?
Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't think it's achievable. When we look at credible data sets such as the Rhodium Group or GavGal, Dragonomics, and Peterson Institute for International Economics, all of these really impartial research groups suggest that 5% growth is not possible. Rather, growth is probably sitting around 2%, 3%, with some real heavy headwinds, and that includes an additional 10% tariffs on Chinese products that were just put into force this week by President Trump.
Will the stimulus measures announced by Chinese Premier Li Qiang be enough to boost the economy?
Well, what we've seen under President Xi Jinping, or General Secretary Xi Jinping, is that there's a firm commitment to the political aspects of their system rather than dealing with the structural issues with the economy. That means that politics is driving policy rather than economic fundamentals. And with that, Li Chang or whoever else decides to put forward extra spending will of course, encourage the average Chinese consumer to consume a little bit more. But in reality, they're not dealing with the fundamental structural challenges that the Chinese economy is facing for sustainable, meaningful, and long term growth.